Today I got a request from one of the viewers just to make a video about the sport board or waste board, whatever you call it, on this 3018 CNC machine, and I think that makes sense because look at what happened to me here. From time to time, just I have the bit go a bit too deep, and it's kind of like cut into the platform like this, and two bad things happen. Just it damaged the platform, and it also can break your bit, so you definitely don't want this. So I think just the request makes sense. Okay guys, so first of all, you probably don't want to like stack another board on top of this one, so you're going to reduce the working range in the z-axis because this machine is already very limited in the z-axis range. So what I'm going to do is just I'm going to replace this platform with the one just I'm going to design and make, and the thing is, I don't want to dismount the whole machine. I only want to take this one out from unscrew all the bolts underneath, and then put the new one on, and then put a waste board on top of that one. So, and that waste board, you can just replace it very easily every time you think just there's too much damage on it. So let me just show you the design that I made on the computer. Here's my design for the waste board. It has two parts, the bottom plate and the other one is the top plate. And you can see that the bottom plate is a lot more complicated. It have more holes and pockets just need to be machined. And the way I design it, just you can machine all this using just your 3018 CNC machine. Well, of course, you might need your saw to cut out this plate. So let me just switch to Fusion 360 and show you quickly the cam part for this one. The top plate, you just follow all the steps and it's even easier because there's less thing to do. Okay, here in Fusion 360 you just click on File, open the step file just I already saved, bottom plate. Okay, now just click on Manufacture and create a stock for it. So I choose reference points this one, and well, here I just put 0 and 0. Okay, so here you can see the dimension here is exactly the dimension of the platform on your 3018 CNC, and the thickness here is 12 millimeter because I have the plywood of a half-inch thick, so it's about 12 millimeter. So now I just click OK. Okay, for the milling part, I just going to use one bit. It's a 4mm flat end mill because all the hole here I have like the size equal or bigger than 4mm. So first of all, I just going to drill all the 4mm hole so it will be faster than milling. So just click on drill and select, and I just choose the 4mm flat end mill. Okay, here because it's drilling, so I just go very slow. I don't need it to be fast. It's going to kind of burn the wood, so I just put like 3000 rpm should be fine. And retract rate here, just increase it probably 200. Okay, disable this, and well, whatever hole you want to mill, I'm just going to choose the diameter range. So what I'm going to do is just here I click on here and I put 3.5 and 4.5. So it only like drill all the 4mm holes. It's going to ignore all the other bigger holes. Okay. And here I just have to reduce this like 4, 2.5, and this I'm going to drill through the bottom, and the breakthrough depth I put 0.5 millimeter. So just to make sure that it drill all the way through, then I click OK. Okay, so now if you look at the bottom, you can see that the tip of the bit goes through the stock. So that is what I want. Next step to the milling part, I just going to do pocket clearing. So here I'm going to choose the same tool. And I'm going to go 10,000 RPM to make it cut a bit smoother. Feed rate 800 I think is reasonable. Plunge rate I might just reduce it a little bit, probably 150. And disable this. Here I just leave it at boundary box. Well, that's it. Here I'm going to do 4, 2, and bottom high I put minus 0.5. So you make sure that you cut all the way through the bottom. Here, make it a bit more precise. Stock to leave, nothing. And maximum roughing step down, I think 1 millimeter is reasonable. And well, shortest path. And here I'm going to put 5 degree, make it go a bit faster. And I click OK. Okay, so everything look correct to me. So I just going to show you how the machine cut this piece out and how I'm going to put them together. Okay guys, so I just cut two pieces of 30 and 18 centimeter here. And I just mount one piece on here using the mounting tape that I have here. So it's about 1 millimeter thick, so it should be enough for the bit not to bite into the platform. Yeah, I'm just going to mill the bottom plate first. Okay, so now I have the bottom plates done. I just going to do the same with the top plate. Here I have the two boards that's already milled out after cleaning up. So this is the bottom and this is the top. Right now I just want to start working on the bottom part first. So just grab a bunch of M6 nuts here and pound them in those slots. I will tell you how to use them later, but right now just pound it in. Okay, so now I have all the nuts in here. Let's just install those two plates on the machine. Okay, so I have here the machine. I'm just going to flip it on the side like this. So I can see at the bottom here. I'm just going to uninstall this platform. Okay, so now you can keep this for later just in case you want to use this again, but I don't think so. Okay, so now to install this bottom plate on here, just make sure that you have everything here kind of face up. Because later on, if you have it face down like this and you have this installed, you're not going to be able to turn it this way. So turn everything upward and probably move this a bit forward. Okay, and well, try to align this. First of all, you just install this one first, because this one is you cannot really slide back and forth to align with the holes. This you can slide them, so you can install them later. So just align with this one first. Okay, M5 bolt, 25mm length. Just slide through the hole here. And this hole, it should fit like perfectly. Okay. Now what you need to do is just, you will have to loosen the bolt here and at the back. Okay, so now you can just slide them and find the holes for them to kind of align and slide all the bolts through. Okay, so and then just take some of the M5 nuts, just put it underneath here and to bolt it down. Okay, so now you can tighten everything. Make sure that it moves smoothly in every direction. Now just I have this board installed on the machine and it's moved right back and forth really smoothly, no problem. Next step, just I'm going to install the top plate on this. But before actually fixing it to this, I want to trim it off a little bit, the edge here, make it a bit smaller than 30 and 18 centimeter. Because later on, once I install this on the machine, I want to do a face trim. So to make sure that this surface will be parallel to the movement of the z-axis, so let me just go and trim this off a little bit, not too much, just probably half centimeter on each side will be fine. Okay, so now I just cut a little bit on each edge, so it's just a little bit smaller than the bottom part. So now I can just fix this one on this one securely. Okay, so my skill with the saw is not really good, so it's not really kind of like parallel, but that is fine. So I just use some of the 20mm M4 bolt to slide through the holes here in the pocket. So they should line up like perfectly, the hole on top and the bottom part. So just slide it through. Okay, so now I just need to use some M4 nuts to bolt the two boards together. So I just flip it on the side. A little bit easier. Okay, so now I have these two boards fixed together. Next step, I just going to do the face mill of this. Okay, to trim up the surface of the board, I just going to do it the quick and dirty way in Fusion 360. So first of all, I just click on create sketch and choose this plane. And here I just draw a rectangle, center rectangle here. Okay, dimension 180 and enter, and this one 300 and enter, and click finish sketch and extrude. Well, just say 10mm, it doesn't really matter. So now I have the board ready. I just go to manufacturer and create the setup. Here I just always choose this corner, and here I put here on the side offset 0, and here stock offset top on top. So it depends on how much you want to trim off each time. For me, every layer, every time I going to trim up 0.5mm. If it doesn't trim off the whole board, I just do it again, run it again. So 0.5mm I think is reasonable. So I just click OK. And usually what people do, just you're going to do the face here, just 2D. Face is going to run over the board and trim off the surface. But because the board is like kind of exactly the side, just working side of your machine, so if you do that, it's going to run over the edge and might reach the limit of the machine. So I'm not going to do that. What I'm going to do is just do 3D pocket clearing, and I choose the tool that I have. I have a 6mm flat end mill, so I'm just going to use that, and I'm going to go very slow. So probably about 600mm, let's say 500. It would be fine. Just one surface, so it's not going to take too long. So this I will put 200 and 100 plunge rate. Okay, disable this bounding box to center inside the boundary. Offset I'm going to put 0.5mm, so it go a bit over the edge here. Or maybe let's say 1mm. 2mm is fine. 0.2 millimeter. Okay, so here 4 2, that's it, and here put okay, stock to leave 0, and shortest path, and that's it. I just click OK. So now as you can see that the tool center is always inside the board, so it's not going to go over, so it's going to be okay. Okay, so now we have the sport board is completely like trimmed, and it will be parallel to the z-axis movement. So let me just show you quickly how to use the M6 nut just we put in there on the bottom part. So here I have this piece of stock, and I want to kind of secure it on this board. I'm just going to use some of the M6 bolt here, and I can use something like this. It's from the original nut, just come with it, come with the machine. So we just slide it in here, and you can just tighten the bolt like this. So like this, and do it on this side and this side, this side. So this is how I'm going to secure all my stock. Just use the nuts that I put underneath. So this is very like kind of useful, and kind of make the life a lot easier compared to the original nuts and bolt. And in the future, if you use this machine a lot and this sport board get damaged, you can just do another face trim to smoothen the surface again, or you can make some spare of the top board and replace them every time that they get damaged. So I hope that you found this upgrade helpful, and it will release a bit more potential of this machine.